Best role for Austin Reaves. Let me go back to one of the comments that I starred because I said I was going to go back to this. Let me see this here. AR needs to be on the bench. AR needs to come off the bench is what you're saying. Okay. Guys, remember when Austin Reaves dropped 45? This was against the Pacers on Saturday, if you guys remember that. Drops 45 points. Phenomenal game. He was tremendous. I remember saying in the post-game show, how great he was and everything else, how he was just kind of had a lot of those Pacers players on skates. Beautiful basketball, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line, hitting threes, creating for himself. I mean, he was just phenomenal. But one of the things I remember mentioning in the post-game show is the question's not going to be what Austin Reaves can do when LeBron and Luka are out of the game or they're not playing in a game. The question for Austin Reaves is going to be, what can he do with LeBron and Luka? That's the thing I care about most. I don't really care what Austin Reaves can do when they're not there, because for the Lakers to make a real run, it's obviously going to be with those two players that are involved, everybody else as well. But to me, it's more important to see what Reaves can do off the ball. I'm sorry, with those two players. Okay, so let me get this out of the way here real quick. For anybody saying Austin Reaves needs to come off the bench, I'm going to save you some energy here. He's not going to come off the bench. At least it doesn't seem like that's going to be, the game plan for the Lakers in the immediate future. So, with that said, just something to keep in mind. I wouldn't spend too much of your energy as I'm going through this topic making a case of why he should come off the bench, because I just don't think it's going to happen for now. I already said it. When they traded for Luka, I said, I think somebody had asked me during one of the post-game shows, hey, Al, give me your starting lineup. If you can pick any starting lineup, I already have mentioned, I'm going with, I want Luka, I want Dorian Finney-Smith, I want LeBron, Rui, and Jackson Hayes. That's my starting five, but that's not going to happen. AR is going to be in the starting lineup, and then we'll see as things progress whether he stays in the starting lineup or not. So let's use Austin Reaves' role as a starter and kind of how they use all those minutes and everything else. Okay, so he's a starter. What's his best role as the Lakers? Austin Reaves is going to really have to try to figure out how to be an asset for this team with Luka primarily the ball handler and then probably LeBron after that. And then, obviously Austin Reaves is going to eat third on that list. Can Reaves be an asset by spotting up? Can Reaves be an asset by getting set up by Luka, but Reaves can still set up other guys? Can Reaves be an asset by, teams are focusing so much on Luka because he's cooking in the first quarter. Can Reaves get into attack mode and kind of throw these teams off guard because there's more attention on Luka, there's more attention on LeBron James? Here's what I don't want to see from Austin Reaves. I don't want to see Reaves settling. I think what's going to hurt Austin Reaves, by the way, he probably needs 12, 13 shots a game, somewhere around that area. Still try to see if he can set up for other players. Still crash the glass. Still try to get to the free throw line. Here's what I don't want to see from Austin Reaves. I'm not a fan of Austin Reaves settling for threes. Because I think if you're a defense out there, and Reaves, as in it's not a natural shot. Like I think for Reaves right now, if he's got it going and he's hitting his threes and whatever, if he's flowing, then he's going to do his thing. And if those shots are falling, they're falling. But I'll use that game against Utah as a good example. He settled for so many bad threes. Guy was taking 25, 26-footers. It's like, all right, so you're not even going to try to attack their zone. You're not even going to try to get to the free throw line. This is part of the reason why I like a DFS in the starting lineup, but because I don't think that's going to happen, we just have to kind of live with the reality. And frankly, whether we like it or not, JJ Redick has had such a great track record so far this year. It's like you're going to kind of run with whatever JJ has in mind, you're going to just run with. You're going to roll with. In a perfect world for Austin Reaves, he understands how to be a more effective player off the ball. when he does get the ball, he's more in attack mode rather than settling for three, still trying to get to the free throw line. And he could still be a player that has the ability to contribute or to distribute to some of these other players. That's how I think Austin Reaves is going to have to play his game. Because if Austin Reaves is still taking 15, 17, 18 shots a game, and 8 or 9 of those are from the three-point line, I don't think that's good basketball. I think he's going to struggle. I think the team is going to struggle if that's kind of his mentality. And that kind of takes me back to Brian Windhorst's point earlier that I played at the beginning of the show. It takes me back to they're all still trying to figure out what the hell they have. They're all still trying to figure out the best way to use this roster. They're all trying to figure out, okay, what are the best places for Austin Reaves to be in with Luka and LeBron in the game as well? What are the proper rotational minutes when you say, okay, let's move LeBron to the bench. He's going to get a quick breather. Now it's Reaves and Luka that are working together with Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm just using as an example, right? What those rotations are going to be and everything else. So I think it's, I think Reaves' role is probably going to be the most interesting of some of these players that are on this team because he's having such a great season. He's been flourishing really since D'Angelo Russell was traded and a little bit before that as well. He's got some games where they're clunkers, but he's also got games where it's like, my God, this guy looks amazing. How does Reaves adjust into this whole mix? Because it's going to be Reaves that has to adjust almost more than anybody else because this is such a kind of an awkward position for him. You got two ball handlers that need the ball, and then you got Austin Reaves. So how is he going to adjust? It's different when you had Anthony Davis before. It's different when it was just LeBron, D'Lo is gone, and you need Austin Reaves to be on the ball. Well, now you got one of the guys that needs the ball most of any player in the league. I mean, I think his usage on the ball might be number one in the league in Luka Doncic. And LeBron, obviously, we already know how effective he is when he has the ball. So the role for Austin Reaves and his adjustment is going to be one of the bigger adjustments that we're going to see in these final 30 games. All right, thank you very much for watching the clip. Just want to give a shout out here to one of our partners, the Wallace Firm. They are official injury attorney of the Sliwa Show and Hoops Talk, the entire channel. If you are ever in a need, and I hope you're not, but some type of serious injury with yourself or a family member of yours, I would like to personally help you by introducing you to the best in the business, Brad Wallace and the Wallace Firm. Also got a URL out here that you can use as well. Just go to wallacewins.com/Sliwa. Thank you for their partnership, and thank you for being a part of the Sliwa Show.